Hi, Assalamualaikum. Today I'm about to present to you our presentation about introductory statistics. As you can see here, this is my friend Liu Li Hong, Wandani Haikal, and myself, Muhammad Nafakifu. Today, the presentation is about we create a Google form to collect the samples from students among Sultan Idris Education University about the total amount of time spent on indoor or outdoor activities in a week, and also the amount of time spent returning home after exercise from student opposite. As the result, we got 79 respondents, indoor and outdoor. We got 4 objectives. First, compare the mean of time spent for exercise between indoor and outdoor. To compare the variance time spent on outdoor activities between male and female. Third, to identify the relationship between time spent for exercise in outdoor and body weight. The fourth one is to identify the relationship of gender in indoor or outdoor activity. For the significance of study can be concluded as understanding about benefit of exercise. This study we can help people make sure that exercise is important on how many hours to spend during doing exercise and so on. Thus, this can reduce the negative side of health and the importance of exercise. On the other hand, can be prevented by doing such exercise. For the instrument, we use Google Forms, contains several questions related to our title to track students about the exercise. After that, we use WhatsApp and Telegram to share the Google Form link. Make sure you can collect as much respondents. And then we use Microsoft Excel, SPSS, and Jamovi to analyze the data.
Okay, first I want to talk about the first objective. Okay, the first objective is to compare the mean of time spent for exercise between indoor and outdoor activity. Table 1 show that our collecting data for time spent for exercise on indoor activity and time spent for exercise on outdoor activity. Next, we can calculate the mean and the variance of the indoor and outdoor activity. And the next is we can do the hypothesis test. Okay, here there are 5 steps to do the hypothesis test. Okay, the first step is state the null and the alternative hypothesis. The null hypothesis is the mean of time spent for indoor activity is equal to outdoor activity. And then the alternative hypothesis is the mean of time spent for indoor activity is greater than the outdoor for activities. Okay, we move the step 2. Step 2 is select the distribution to use. Because the total number of students exercise for indoor activity is greater than 13, and then the total number of the students exercise for indoor activity also greater than 13, we use the normal distribution to perform the hypothesis test. And then the step 3 is determine the rejection region and non-rejection region. We use the significant level is given be 0.025, and then the critical value of the Z is 1.96. Okay, step 4, calculate the value of test statistic. We may simplify the table 1 to table 1.1, and we can find the mean of the time spent for indoor and outdoor activity. Okay, formula for the mean is summation of the data over sample size. Okay, we got mean of time spent for indoor activity is 3.22. Meanwhile, the mean of time spent for outdoor activity is 2.5294. And we can find the variance of time spent for indoor and outdoor activity. Variance of time spent for indoor activity is 1.704, and then the variance of time spent for outdoor activity is 1.529. After we get the mean and the variance of the indoor and outdoor activity, we substitute that value to the test statistic Z formula. So we got the Z is 3.1021. And then we can move the last step. The last step is step 5, make a decision. Because the value of test statistic Z equal to 3.1021 fall in the rejection region, we reject the null hypothesis. Therefore, there is enough evidence to support that the mean of time spent for indoor activity is greater than for outdoor activity. By using Microsoft Excel, we can conclude that we reject null hypothesis because the p-value is which 0.00192 smaller than its significant level of 0.05. Microsoft objective is to compare the variance time spent on outdoor activity between male and female. Table 2 show that the data for time spent for exercise on outdoor activity for male and female. From the table, we can find the mean and the variance, and we can do the hypothesis test about the variance. There are 5 steps to do the hypothesis test. Step 1 is the state the null and the alternative hypothesis. The null hypothesis is the variance of time spent for outdoor activity between male and female is equal. And then the alternative hypothesis is the variance time spent on outdoor activity, male and female, is different. Step 2 is select the distribution to use. We use F distribution because to compare variance of time spent on outdoor activity between gender. And the third step is determine the rejection region and non-rejection region. Use 0.025 since alpha is 0.05 and his two-tailed test. And the degree of freedom numerator is 18. And then the degree of freedom denominator is 14. And the critical value is 2.88. Step 4 is calculate the value of test statistic. We may simplify the table 2 to 2.1 to more clearly see the frequency male and female of time spent on outdoor activity in house. So, total number of male students spend time on outdoor activity is 19. Meanwhile, the total number of female students spend time on outdoor activity is 15. And we can find the mean of time spent on outdoor activity for male. Mean for male is summation of data over sample size. So, we got mean of time spent on outdoor activity for male is 2.894. And then the mean of time spent on outdoor activity for female is 2.067. After find the mean for time spent for outdoor activity for male and female, we can find the variance of time spent for outdoor activity for male and female. So for variance of time spent for outdoor activity for male is 1.9883. Meanwhile, the variance of time spent for outdoor activity for female is 0.3681. After we get the value of the variance of the male and female, and we can calculate the F-test. So the F-test formula should be numerator is higher than numerator. Since the variance of male is higher than variance of female, the variance of male should be numerator, and then the variance of the female should be denominator. So the F-test is 3.1160. And the last step is make a decision. Since test statistic is more than 2.88, there is sufficient evidence to reject as null hypothesis. There is enough evidence to support the claim that variance of time spent on outdoor activity between male and female is different. By using Microsoft Excel, we can conclude that we reject null hypothesis is because the p-value is which 0.0179 is smaller than the significant level of 0.05.
Welcome to my part. I am Liu Hong. So this is the third objective, which is to identify the relationship between time spent for exercise on outdoor activity and body weight after exercise by using Pearson correlation. So below the table below are shown that the data that we collect and we sum it up as a table to have a scatter plot graph. So for the scatter plot, from that we can know that the strong positive relationship since as the time is spent doing outdoor activities in the week, and then the body weight tends to increase too. So we need to find the R value. So what is the R value? The R value is the correlation coefficient. So the step one is make a table as already shown before, and the second step is find the value of x square, y square, and place those value in corresponding column of the table. So what is the x and what is the y? So if we refer back to our table, the x is the time spent on outdoor activities in a week. So for the y is for the body weight after the exercise. So we need to calculate all those values, which is the x, the y, the xy, x square, and y square. So with those values, we can substitute later on. So the step 3, substitute in the formula and solve for the r. So the formula are shown below. From that, we can find that the r is equal to 0.03562, which is the correlation coefficient, suggests a weak positive relationship between time spent doing outdoor activities in a week and the body weight for outdoor activities. So by using the t-test method, the step 1, which is the state the hypothesis. So the null hypothesis is the p equals to 0, which is there is no correlation between time spent doing the outdoor activities in a week and the body weight for outdoor activities. So the alternative hypothesis is the p not equal to 0. There is a significant correlation between the time spent doing outdoor activities in a week and the body weight. So the step 2, we need to find the critical value, which is rejection region. So since the alpha is 0.05 and the degree of freedom is 32, so the critical value obtained from the t distribution table are plus minus 2.03693. So the step 3 is complete the test value by using this formula r and then times with square root n minus 2 over 1 minus r squared. By using this formula, we can know that the t is equal to 0.201625. So the step 4 is decide a decision. So for this decision, since the test value not fall in the critical region, so the null hypothesis is not be is 4 to be rejected. The step 5, so to summarize the result, there is no not significant relationship between variable body weight and the time spent on outdoor activities. Next, I would like to introduce you a number 4 objective, which is to identify the relationship of gender and indoor or outdoor activities. So the table below are shown that which is the frequency of the male and female indoor and outdoor. This is the are shown in the table below. So the step 1 is state the null hypothesis and the alternative hypothesis. So the null hypothesis here is there is no significant relationship between gender in their preference for indoor or outdoor activities. So the alternative reverse of the null hypothesis. So the step 2, as usual, we need to find the critical value. First and foremost, we need to get the degree of freedom. So degree of freedom is obtained by using the formula, which is the row minus 1 times with the column minus 1, as shown as at the slide. After that, we will get 1. So by using the chi-square distribution table, since the alpha is 0.05 and the degree of freedom is 1, so the critical value for chi-square is 3.841. So the step 3 is we need to find the test statistic. Before we find the test statistic, we have to calculate the expected value. So as the table shown below, the expected value is calculated by the row total times with the column data and then over the grand total. The table below are shown that all the process and get the chi-square. So the test statistic, what we get for the chi-square is equal to 1.0137. The step 4 is make a decision. Since the test statistic is less than 3.841, there is no sufficient evidence to reject the null hypothesis. So the step 5 summarize the result. There is enough evidence to support the claim that there is no significant relationship between male and the female in their performance for indoor or outdoor activity. So the below contingency table are using the software which is Jamovi to complete the table.
As you can see, what my friends have been present, thus we can conclude that we have managed to answer all 3 objectives by using z-test compare the variance and the Pearson correlation for me. Thank you very much.